Welcome, everyone, to episode 21 of Over the Line on the Degenerate Sports Network. We officially have week 0 in the books. As you can tell, no one got skunked. So
Yeah.
that's always a positive on 5 games. I mean, never say never, I guess. I think it was pretty average besides Shane. Shane obviously was the victor this week at 4-1, close to going 5-1. But it was a toss-up game.
Fucking
I
Avery
mean,
Johnson sucks, dude.
it was
So does Iowa State's quarterback, whatever it is,
Yeah.
Bockheimer, whatever.
To be
They
fair,
both
that was
stink.
it was a soupy mess in Ireland.
Oh yeah, a little bit, but they stink. That's
No,
my
that
official
was-
position right now.
Yeah.
That was not a game between two ranked teams. If either of those teams are ranked at the end of the year, I'd be very, very surprised.
Well, it is the Big 12. That might be a little
True.
fake.
Yeah. So, and then there was a point at the end of the game where the over could have hit. And that's what I needed.
Yeah,
I would have went 4-1.
Wait, didn't they run out the clock on like the 2-yard line?
It was like the 2-inch line. I mean, when you look at the screenshot,
Yeah, that's
it's like
right. They were, yeah.
so close.
Yeah, it's incredibly
Yeah.
annoying.
He was in, and they ruled him. They ruled it a touchdown on the field, and then they
They
overturned
called it
it,
back.
and
Yeah.
then they just kneeled 3 times.
Yeah. Just
Brutal.
But you know what though? It kind of like I was kind of okay with it because football's back and like those bets are going to happen all year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know by like week 5 of college football, I'm going to be motherfucking those bets when they come up and they happen. So right now, I'm just happy and I'm going to enjoy it. Stanford and Hawaii, Stanford almost. I mean, I think everyone knew Hawaii was going to take that one, but it just Stanford was so close.
There's just
I needed
was
that.
disappointing as a Stanford better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good for that kicker for Hawaii. The wasn't he like he's like from some Asian country and then he moved to Hawaii or moved to Ohio to learn how to play football and then
Of all the places. No, Ohio's good. Ohio's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bet Stanford thinking like, there's no way Stanford could be. Like,
That's the one that differentiated me and you guys. I picked Hawaii to upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my thought was just like, there's no way like Stanford can be like down this bad that they're losing to Hawaii.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure. Like I felt
They
that way
are.
kinda
10 years
too.
ago. If you told somebody 10 years ago that Stanford would be dropping games to Hawaii, they'd be like, "What?"
Deep
Like,
down,
what are you talking about?
I mean, they're bad. Like they've been
Yeah.
bad for a bit now.
After I placed the bet, I had instant regret. Like I knew Hawaii was going to win it, but I was like, I had the same thought as you, Dalton. I was like, Stanford, like, come on, have some respect for yourself.
I think they beat Hawaii last year, by a decent amount, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really? I think they beat them last year.
I think it was they hosted Hawaii last year, but
Yeah.
Stanford's just in a bad place right now. I mean, I think their coach got fired before this season or had to resign.
Yeah, but Hawaii's really
for some
bad.
off the field stuff. Yeah, Hawaii. Yeah,
It's just fun to talk about them and fun to watch them play sometimes.
that was such a week 0 game.
I don't think you go to Hawaii. Like, I don't think you go to the University of Hawaii to play football. I think you just go there to be in Hawaii, and then like you play football as a hobby.
Yeah.
But oh well, let's move on. We got week 1. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. That'll be the cherry on top. Let's go ahead. We got some motorsports. I've taken a vow of silence from motorsports from now on. For a while, I don't know when I'll be back, but Dalton, Jake, I know Shane has never been into betting on the people.
Yeah, I did it a couple times for fun, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I think I should bow out of this one. I think I'm good.
So, Dalton, Jake, take it away. I know Jake's going to give us the European cars, but Jake's going to give us the American muscle. Dalton will.
Yeah, I can go first. Yeah. So I'm actually up in NASCAR. It's the only thing I'm hitting. I hit Ryan Blaney to win again. I hit another winner bet last week. I'm hoping to keep it rolling this week. This week we're at Darlington, also known as the Lady in Black, old school track. And it's kind of hit or miss. Denny Hamlin's typically been pretty good there, but I'm just not feeling him this week. So I am taking a guy that's finished top 3 there several times over the last couple of years. He's had a lot of strong finishes there, racing pretty well lately too. I'm taking Christopher Bell to win at plus 850. I really feel good about that pick this week in the Cookout Southern 500.
What a name for a NASCAR race.
I know.
Cookout sponsors like 3 races a year.
That sounds about right.
Cookout's goated, so it's understandable.
I have no idea. I've never been to a cookout.
Me either.
It's awesome. You gotta go.
It just sounds like it'd be good.
Here.
It is. It's super
What
cheap.
is it? It's like a gas station?
No, it's a restaurant.
They have like every kind of food.
Yeah, it's super confusing when you order. If anyone from the South's listening right now and can tell us a little bit more, but like you can get like a burger and like a side of a chicken quesadilla, and
all I know is they have corn dogs, I'm pretty sure, and I would just get that probably. So
is it fast casual or is it like
it's fast food, and they like have like grill out food, and then they have like all the munchy type food you could ever want, like
nice
hush puppies.
Is it like a drive-through?
Yeah, it's just like a McDonald's type restaurant.
They have something like that in Texas, but I forgot what it's called. It's like some variant.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's
probably just a Southern thing. All right. Well, F1 is going to get a little bit more American next year because Cadillac is going to be a team. So there will be Haas and Cadillac. So there'll be 2 American F1 teams next year. So that'll be interesting.
And Cookout's going to be sponsoring a race. I'm just kidding.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So this week, I'm taking the McLaren double podium. The odds are minus 330 now, so they just keep getting worse and worse and worse. But I'm going to keep betting it. There's no way these 2 drivers don't finish in the top 3. Another bet that I like. This is actually a special on DraftKings. It's called Papaya Power, which papaya is the color for the McLaren team. So both McLaren drivers to finish top 2, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. And that is at plus. Oh, I'm actually just lost the odds. It's at plus 125. So kind of similar to just betting double podium. It's just they get 1, 2 instead of anywhere from 1 through 3. But the odds are much better at plus 125 than the minus 330. So you could bet that. I think it's pretty likely to hit, but just a little riskier. I'm also taking just as a kind of a long shot Max Verstappen to win at plus 700. I think this really goes to show how far F1 has come since it was like a year ago. Because I remember last year when I was doing this, I was just betting Verstappen to win every week.
Yeah, I kept seeing stuff about him just dominating all the time.
Yeah, he did for like 3 straight years, and now he's plus 700 to win. And then Piastri is plus 120 and Norris is plus 125. So it's quite a shift. But this is his home race. They're racing in the Netherlands. He's won here many times before. I just think plus 700 is good value. You know, he's going to be extra motivated. He knows the track, and he still is like one of the best drivers. His car just isn't as fast as McLaren's. So he'll be in the mix. I think 700 is good value there. And then the last one I'm taking is George Russell to finish on the podium at plus 165. I think if both the McLarens get a podium spot, if it's not Verstappen, he's probably next most likely. He's usually somewhere from 3 to 5-ish on the grid. So 165 is decent value there. But that's all I got for F1.
Gotcha. All right. So let's go ahead and move over to some baseball. Season's winding down. Got about a month left of the regular season. Starting to see what the playoffs are going to shake up to be a little bit, what teams are racing for the playoffs, what teams are already out. I think the White Sox were already or the Rock, one of the two.
The Rockies are definitely rolled out. The White Sox probably are on that trend too, but it's not great to be out of the picture when there's like a month of the season left. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there's still some good baseball to be bet on, and I do have a 4-leg parlay for tomorrow. Speaking of the Rockies, I do have the Astros money line against the Rockies. It's in Houston. I do have the Cardinals money line against the Pirates. The Phillies money line against the Braves. Phillies just got swept by the Mets. They need to bounce back. And then I have the Yankee. Yeah. And then speaking of the White Sox, I have Yankees money line. Yankees found out that they can hit home runs again over the past series and have hit like
they did
1 million of them. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're finding their swing back. So those teams together is at plus 510 for tomorrow.
Nice.
Not bad.
I have a very similar baseball parlay, but less legs and longer odds.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So I'm taking Brewers minus 1.5 against the Diamondbacks because Brewers are playing like one of the best teams in baseball right now. Mm-hmm. The Diamondbacks are not that, to say the least. And then I'm taking Cardinals minus 1.5 against the Pirates. Again, just really kind of betting on the Pirates just not being very good.
Pretty good bet there, Dalton.
And also, like, this is the time of year where the Cardinals do just enough to not get a good draft pick.
Yeah, just enough to like hang around the bottom of the wild card standings and like, finish like 3 games back. Yeah.
Yep. As they will be forever. That's how the team's designed. And then finally, Phillies minus 1.5 against the Braves. So basically, taking a lot of the same teams as you, Casey, but I'm taking them to cover. You get really, I mean, if they can win by more than one, you really do get a pretty big odds boost.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 all to win: Brewers, Cardinals, and Phillies to all win by more than 1.5. Parlays at plus 1031.
Nice. That is pretty good odds for that.
Yeah. I mean, someone's going to win by 1 and screw me. But.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but we all knew. Shane, what do you got?
All right.
So I got
sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead, Shane.
I couldn't tell if it was – I thought you said me. Because
I was giving him some more time because I didn't know if he was still looking for his MLB.
Okay.
Go ahead, Shane.
I wasn't sure who was going. Okay. I have the Astros minus 1.5 against at home against the Rockies for the same reason you said, Casey. They're the Astros and the Rockies are the Rockies.
Yeah.
Red Sox minus 1.5 at the Orioles. Orioles have shown a little bit of fight in the second half despite being sellers, but like it's just again the Red Sox are in contention to be one of the wild card teams, so I think it's going to go to them in that situation. Phillies minus 1.5. They need to get again back going with the Mets series, really messing them up. Braves have been also kind of, I think for the most part, showing more fight than I expected them to when they kind of had a weird. They didn't even really do anything at the deadline other than buy a little bit, which I still can't figure that one out. Like whatever.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm not going to pick them in that situation. And then the Giants minus 1.5 with I think it's Imanaga on the mound against. I think it's Webb starting for them for the Giants. So I actually got that at plus 180, which I thought was really good value for them. I know it's Imanaga, but so probably just a low scoring game. But get all that together, they're on a 4-leg plus 1,903.
Nice.
So happy with that.
That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, Jake, what do you got?
All right, I got 4 picks. I'm taking the Astros minus 1.5 as well, just because I want to bet against the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Brewers minus 1.5 against the Diamondbacks. It's plus 123, which is pretty good value. I feel like they're much better than the Diamondbacks, and Jose Quintana has been pretty good this year. So I think that's pretty good value. I am taking the Pirates money line at plus 105 over the. I knew you're gonna react like that, Shane. Over the Cardinals. Yeah. Cardinals are bad recently. 14-22 since the All-Star break. That's the 3rd worst in the MLB. And the Pirates, since the All-Star break, are 19-17.
Yeah, they've been weirdly
They've
mid,
actually
and I
been
hate
playing
it.
like competent baseball recently. These are two teams that are just going in different. I mean, neither are good, but they're going in different directions. This might fall apart, and I'm gonna think, why the hell did I bet on the Pirates? But I'm gonna take them at plus 105 here, and then my last one is the Cubs minus 1.5 against the Giants at plus 163. Great value against a team that is the actual worst in the league since the All-Star break. In the Giants, they are playing horrible baseball right now.
Yeah, the Giants. That is fair. Yeah, I think. Yeah, if it isn't Verlander or
I'm not
Webb on the
super
mound,
high on
it's
the
tough.
Cubs.
It is Webb. That's why. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
Webb.
why. Like, that's why I'm
It
good
is
with it. But if
Webb,
it
but
isn't
they've
him
been
or Verlander, yeah, it's not been good.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Those four come out to, let's see, plus 21.47 odds.
Oh, wow.
$5
Nice.
pays out to 112.
Beats
And
me on that
those
one.
are the odds you get when you bet on teams like the Pirates. But
Probably, yeah.
That's what we're rolling with.
Yeah. So,
Fair
all
enough.
right. That's MLB. We do have a couple miscellaneous picks by Dalton here.
Of course.
Let's go ahead and
let's hear about the whip snakes or whatever it is. No.
Whip snakes are out.
No, that's the one I can think of off the top of my head.
I know. But yeah, so went 0-2 last week, but I mean, it was 2 upsets. So really, you have like two teams from like the bottom half of the league are now playing the top 2 seeds. The teams that have been bottom half out of 8. But you have the 5th and 6th best team in the league playing the top 2 teams in the league the semifinals. So, who've both been off for a while. I mean, the Denver Outlaws, I don't think they've played in a month because they had the last weekend of the regular season off. There was a break between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs, and then last week they had a bye.
Right, so they haven't played for.
They've been off for a while.
Wow.
So you got the Outlaws and the Atlas are both well rested. I'm taking Outlaws minus 1.5 against the Redwoods, who are lucky to be there. And the Water Dogs are a little bit better. They might put up a fight against the Atlas, but I'm still taking Atlas minus 1.5 against them. I think for both of these teams, I think the Outlaws and the Atlas have been on a collision course together for most of the season. And I think for both of these teams, they're going to run it up a little bit, build some momentum heading into the championship. For both those teams to cover 1.5 goals, parlayed together, it's only at plus 213. So that just shows you how heavily favored they are, which is weird because the league's had a lot of parity in the past. This is kind of the first year where there have been 2 teams like that have separated themselves like this. Mm-hmm. And then I did do a tennis bet this week since we do have a major. It's the U.S. Open this week. And, I mean, really, there's only 2 guys you can really bet on in tennis right now between Alcaraz and Skinner. It's going to be one of them pretty much every major for the next decade, more than likely. I'm taking Alcaraz at plus 190, though, to win.
All right. Nice.
All right.
I saw that guy play the other day because I had friends over and they wanted to watch the one of the women's matches right before his match the other day. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? Because I don't watch tennis. I haven't really watched it in a long time. And I'm like, this dude is pretty freaking good. I'm like, who's this guy? I just didn't know him. But yeah, that's what I've heard of is that it's really him and the other, I forget his other name. But
yeah, so I wasn't sure Sinner was going to be able to like make it a rivalry, but he beat him at Wimbledon a couple months ago. So
cool.
We might actually have, which is good because if Alcaraz didn't have a true rival and he wins like 20-something majors in his career, everyone's gonna like say, well, he. But
like, who did he play? Yeah, like who was his competition in that? Yeah.
Because that's the thing with the big 3 era that we're just moving out of with tennis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fair enough.
And that is tennis talk. All right.
Tennis talk.
So more tennis talk in like 3 months.
Yeah. Let's get into why we're here betting on football.
yeah.
I mean, it's not why we're here, but I mean,
No, it is.
I mean, come on.
Started as a football betting show.
Yeah, let's be honest.
It is at its core a football betting show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we know what we're about. We're not afraid to say it.
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and get into it. We do have some NFL futures before we get into college football week 1. I'll kick off. I just have 2. One of them that I want to harp on again, offensive rookie of the year. I'm telling you guys, Emeka Egbuka, get in on it. It's at plus 1,600 now. So it has gone down quite a lot. I still think those are great odds for him. I mean, and then also I like Travion Henderson at plus 1,400. If Drake May doesn't turn out and they need to turn to Travion a lot, who knows? So we'll see. Andy's going to be a force in the special teams. So that's my offensive rookie. And then season leaders. I did a most passing yard most regular season passing yards, and I just went with Joe Burrow at plus 480. Him and Jamar Chase are just, it's ridiculous that them two. And then plus they had another signing today on their offensive line just to shore it up a little bit. They picked up
Riser,
out of Vikings, or off Vikings, which I was surprised that the Bengals went and did that. I don't know. Sometimes they don't make sense. They spend money at times when it's like you don't expect it, and then when they need to spend money, they're like, "Oh, we're looking for pennies in the couch. We can't afford this. We got other stuff going on." So it just whatever. That's at plus 480. So those are my 2 futures that I added on to my NFL. I know we had a few, probably like a little bit like
we did rookie
after the Super Bowl, yeah, or a little bit after the draft. I mean, so those are 2 I wanted to harp on.
All right,
Dalton, what you got?
I got a few. So one that I'm like really bullish on. I have a 2-pick parlay on 2 teams to make the playoffs.
Okay.
I've got the Arizona Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts to both make the playoffs at plus 566.
Oh, there we go.
I'm telling you, Jonathan Gannon's going to get it going with the Cardinals. He's had some time to build that defense. There's a little more talent there. And I mean, I think Kyler Murray's got enough weapons where, like, you know, regardless of like how much he kind of doesn't live up to his potential, he's still very talented. I think that team has enough weapons and enough talent to possibly win the NFC West. But at the very least, I think in a bad NFC, they can get 10 wins and make the playoffs. And kind of same thing with the Colts. The AFC is very top heavy, but you know, someone's got to get those. You know, at some point, the AFC West can't get it's probably not going to get all 3 wild card spots. So someone has to make the playoffs, and the only contenders really are the Dolphins and maybe the Bengals. Maybe, I mean, I think the Colts can get in the playoffs this year with Daniel Jones. I think Danny Dimes is going to surprise some people this year. And then I do have my MVP this year is Lamar Jackson I got Lamar at plus 550. I think he's going to have a great year. I'll talk more about the Ravens in a second. I do have a couple win total bets that I love. Colts over 9.5 for all the reasons I just said.
You're a Colts fan now, dude. You're not a Raiders fan anymore.
I'm not a Colts fan. I've seen what Shane Steichen has done with Anthony Richardson / Joe Flacco at quarterback. Still managed to put a competent team out there. Didn't he make the playoffs with Gardner Minshew or one?
Nope, they lost on the last week.
They lost on the day, but
they had that drop pass.
By Tyler Goodson, I believe it was specifically. But
my point is, the team was in the playoffs with Gardner Minshew. Like, That's not a real quarterback.
Hey, you would know.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys would know. So I can't say anything about that.
With the Colts, I had such high expectations for him to be an average quarterback because that's what I thought I saw. And no, it turns out he's terrible. Shane Steichen's just a really good coach. And I think Daniel Jones is the most talented quarterback that Shane Steichen has had since he's been in Indianapolis.
That literally made me want to die.
That's such a depressing.
I'm not even gonna say you're wrong. Like in terms of actually being able to play, because Richardson hasn't been able to do it. But like that honestly makes me want to take them to be the first overall pick. What you just said.
I would,
even though it's ridiculous to say that, that's what I want to do.
I don't think Gardner Minshew and Daniel Jones are that far apart. If I could be honest.
Honestly, after watching Gardner Minshew,
I think they're in about the same. I think Gardner Minshew. No. I mean, trust me, he's not good. This is not me arguing that he's good, but I do think Luke Getsy and Antonio Pierce can make a player look a lot worse.
That's fair.
Than they are.
That is fair. But
I'm gonna say
throw. He can't throw.
I want to say,
that's a good point. That's a good.
Oh, he can throw. He just can't throw to the skies. That's the problem.
He just makes bad decisions. That's all.
Yeah, it's not great.
He throws like it hurts him to throw.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Dalton is so in on the Colts right now. Hold on.
I am.
Dalton, I'm off. I don't want your picks to lose, dude. But like, I think this Colt, like you are so in on the Colts. I think it's blow up in your face, bro.
I just think you're gonna win 10 games. To be
Even
clear,
on the NFL show, you are all in on them, bro.
My being so in on the Colts is I am convinced they're gonna win 10 games. In playing in the worst division in the league, arguably, in an AFC that really only in a conference that has maybe 5 playoff caliber teams, truly, maybe 6.
Yeah, but like they say like a rising tide lifts all boats, but there's no tide in that conference to lift anything up. It's just going to be a shit pot for them all to play.
I don't know. I think Daniel Jones is going to be better than people think on that team.
All right. You know what? This is Dalton's true mark of he can tell all of us that I told y'all. So as soon as they hit that 10-win mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other wins bet, I've got I just looked for value where I like the wins, and I only took win total bets that were plus 300 or longer.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I took the Vikings under 6.5 wins at plus 300.
We are gonna have very different futures.
Hold on. Explain this.
We're gonna have very.
I think I understand where Dalton's coming from with this. I'm not willing to do it, but I think I know what he's gonna say.
I just want to make sure.
The Addison stuff is not great. They don't really have – I don't know if they have a true starting running back.
Quarterback.
And, like, that's the thing. They have a rookie quarterback, essentially, that I think is going to need some time to grow. Like, it would have been different if JJ spent all last year being the backup and practicing and, maybe even coming in during some blowouts, or if, like, when Darnold went down, or if Darnold, like, went down for a little bit, him coming in and help out, but he is basically starting over. And I think he was going to be a guy that was going to take some time to grow. And I think now he's basically just getting thrown into the fire and handed the job. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think it might be kind of ugly. And also that Vikings team really heavily relied for years on a very, very good defense. And the defense is a lot older than it once was. It's not the same unit it once was. It's still good, but not going to carry them. And they're playing in one of the toughest divisions in the league. So for those reasons, I think it could be a down year, and I can see them only winning 5 or 6 games.
All right.
And then my pick to be in the Super Bowl.
All right.
Almost done, I promise.
Listen, mine are there's going to be a lot to talk about, so don't worry about it.
I'll do my division winners quick. I took one outright. I took the Chargers to win the division at plus 350. I did an 8-leg parlay on division winners.
Love it.
Got Ravens, Bills, Texans, Chargers in the AFC. I really like the Chargers to win the AFC this year. I just think they're the most balanced team in the division. And then I've got in the NFC, I've got Packers, Bucks, Rams by default, and Eagles. If all 8 of those teams win their divisions, it's at plus 58,401. So a $5 bet pays almost $3,000. To win the NFC, I've got the Eagles at plus 360. And then to win the Super Bowl, I have the Ravens at plus 600. I didn't bet them to win the AFC, just because I feel like that I just didn't like the value as much on them to win the AFC, considering how much competition there are. The Eagles are winning the NFC. Like that, we know. I would be very surprised if the Eagles didn't win the NFC. I just don't see any team that's really close to them right now. And then, but I did take Ravens to beat Eagles in the Super Bowl at plus 3,000. That's kind of the one I'm really feeling.
Is that not what you had last year?
I had Eagles over Ravens last year.
Okay, so you had the, but you had the.
But I did bet the Eagles outright to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I feel like he did, but it was.
I think I bet Eagles over. I think I bet Eagles over Ravens the last 2 years, actually.
Well, hey, you know.
And then this year I'm switching it up. I think Lamar has to win a Super Bowl at some point. Like I think both Lamar and Josh Allen not having rings is kind of crazy. I mean, it's a testament to how good Mahomes and the Chiefs have been.
Yeah.
But when you really look at how few quarterbacks in the league there are right now with rings as starters, like something's got to change soon.
You would hope so.
I think there's 6 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now that have won rings as starters.
And one of them is Joe Flacco. Chew on that one for a second.
Most of them are
Shane,
in their
you guys
late
got
30s,
one too.
early 40s.
Shane's team's got one.
Not with Rodgers. Yeah, he's got one.
Flacco, Rodgers.
That's crazy because both of those two won
Stafford,
Mahomes, and Hurts. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's
I'm trying to think in my head.
That are
I think
under
that's
35.
it. Pretty sure that you're right. I'd have to think about it, but yeah.
Were either of those quarterbacks
that's
wearing Reebok jerseys in their Super Bowl?
Probably.
That would be insane.
Oh,
possibly.
Rodgers absolutely was. Rodgers
that was 2010.
Oh yeah.
I know, because guess what? He beat my team.
Gosh,
I still hate Rashard Mendenhall to this day.
Long ago.
All my homies hate Rashard.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was so long ago.
I legitimately was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember I remember being I remember how young I was when that
I was like a sophomore in high school, I think.
Yeah, young Shane had it better as a Steelers fan. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But you know,
even Flacco's ring was
2012.
12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, God, retired.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I like a lot of what you did, Dalton. There's a couple things I don't, and we've talked about this. Like, here's the thing. Let's talk about the Colts for just a second, right? I basically and this is me acknowledging that it's also a little bit for the bit, but also it's sort of real. I refuse to bet on Daniel Jones to be successful in the NFL. I won't do it. I don't even really disagree with a lot of the reasons why you think it's going to work. I don't have a good really counter argument for a lot of it other than look at who's the quarterback. It is Daniel Jones. His stupid face is staring back at me with his 8-foot neck, and I can't do it. Like I simply can't. I honestly hope it turns out that way because it'd be really funny if they win the AFC South because it's just comical. No, I don't think so either. But it'd be comical if they did. I can't. Yeah. I have to admit it would be. So anyway, that's really my only thing with that is it's just funny.
Yeah. Me and Dalton's futures are about as opposite as
we love it.
I think.
I definitely want to hear Jake's next because I have a few would be me putting it mildly. So let's let Jake. Let's go.
So I'll start for one that nobody's talked about yet, which is by far the longest odds. But I'm taking the Raiders to get 1 rushing touchdown every game for plus 2,500.
That's an awesome bet to be able to make.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't
I
even
had
think about
to I had to dig through DraftKings to find that, but
Nice.
yeah, just one rushing touchdown a game for plus 2,500. It probably won't happen, but I think there's like a decent enough chance with the running backs they have. I mean, they have Raheem Mostert, who led the league in touchdowns like 2 years ago.
Once upon a time.
And I know he's old, and I know that he is not the Raheem Mostert he once was, but he did recently lead the league in TDs. He can get those short yardage pickups, and you got Genty.
Yeah.
I just think this could be a fun one. You know, if they start with like, also unlikely, but if they start with like 7 or 8, like the first 7 or 8 games, they score a rushing TD. I think that could be a fun one to watch as the year goes. So just for vibes, I'm going to put a little money on that one.
Fair.
I took the Ravens to lose in the AFC Championship game at plus 500. I just think it's going to happen. I just think it's going to happen to either the Chiefs or the Bills.
Fair, yeah.
One of those two teams is going to beat them, and that just feels like the Ravens every postseason, either the divisional or the championship. Yeah. I do think they're going to get to that game because I mean their team is just too good. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Super Bowl at all, but with how they've been in the playoffs recently, it just feels like pretty good odds for that.
Yeah.
And then I took the Vikings to win the NFC North at plus 340. Higher odds than both the Lions and the Packers. I definitely understand the concerns with JJ McCarthy. I just think that this is probably the best situation, like basically a rookie quarterback could be in. He wasn't practicing or playing last year, which definitely hurts his development a bit. But he was still there. I mean, he's seen what an NFL season looks like. He's had a full off season. I think he lost out on a lot of development that he could have, definitely, and the injury could set him back a little bit. But I do think there is something to be taken away from going through that whole process, as crazy as their last season was. And I mean, he's got Jordan Addison is gone for 3 games, but he's back after that. And then he's got Justin Jefferson. He's got Adam Thielen now, Aaron Jones at running back, and a line that has decent potential. I just think, and not even to mention the head coach. I mean, I think this is a head coach that can do well with pretty much any QB, as we may have saw last year with Sam Darnold, depending on how he does in Seattle this year. I don't know. The Lions lost both their coordinators. The Packers are good, but I'm not extremely confident in them. A lot of these players just went 14-3 last year, so I think at plus 340, I think it's pretty decent value. And then my last future is the Colts under 6.5 wins at plus 120. Part of this is kind of what Shane said about Daniel Jones. It's just hard for me to understand how Daniel Jones is going to be starting for the 7th year in a row in the NFL. That feels like a crime. It feels like the NFL should have to pay fans for having to watch that. I don't understand how he keeps getting chances to start. And even if it was Anthony Richardson, I still wouldn't feel optimistic about the Colts. They went 8-9 last year, and they did it with some not great quarterbacks. So I do recognize that Steichen can get them there. But you know, if they win 6 games, that's only a 2-game drop from last year. And I think you could say the quarterback position downgraded. So I think it's certainly possible. The AFC South is still not a great division, but you could make the argument that every team in the division did get better. So it could be a little tougher. It's hard for me to put any faith behind the Colts until they have a real quarterback under center, because the roster around it really isn't a bad one. I don't think. It's really hard for me to believe in year 7 of Daniel Jones based on what he's shown us for 5 of the first 6 years he's been in the league. But yeah, those are all my futures.
All right. Yeah, the Colts one is just I mean, it's funny. Like I'll
get it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: that bet will be on a one of my parlays I have. Mostly for the bit. I don't know if they're actually going to be close to that bad, but I did think it'd be funny if I did put it because I knew Dalton was going to have the Colts to put over 9.5, so I had to do the opposite. But no. I have several. Let's start with I have two different Super Bowl winner picks, one in the NFC, one in the AFC. Start with the AFC one because it's very much the same as Dalton. I do have the Ravens as the Super Bowl winner out of the AFC if one of them was going to win in the AFC. It's tough to say as a Steelers fan, but also not really because I'm kind of just I want the discourse about Lamar to just stop. Like I hate when we get to this point with quarterbacks where it's like, oh, they're really good, but they don't have a ring. And I'm like, look at what the hell's going on in the AFC West right now over the past decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking hard to do that. I'm sorry. If you watch the dude play, he's a freak. What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch it 2 times a year. And my team's the only one that sometimes beats him because his whole team forgets how to play those weeks for some reason. And that's really it's like I know how much of a freak this dude is. I'm tired of hearing the conversation about it. So I have them in the AFC. And then I took I don't know how to really feel about this team. I'll just say this outright because I feel like the defense is the trigger point. Can they actually get a pass rush going? And is the secondary going to be good enough with what they have together? But I took the Packers at plus 1,700. I really think
To win.
Yes, to win. They're my NFC pick if I was going to pick someone as a bet. Like if I was actually predicting, different conversation, but they were the favorite bet I had with the odds of plus 1,700. This offense with a banged up Jordan Love, with the receiving core that can't catch a football, was still top 6 in most advanced metrics last year. They got better at receiver, a lot better in my opinion, with Matthew Golden being brought in. The offensive line is about as deep as it gets in the NFL. They have really good starters at pretty much every position at this point. I think the offense can be a top 3 to 5 offense, and as long as the defense can just hold up its end of the bargain and actually get a pass rush going this year, I think that they could compete with the Eagles in a playoff game. I really do. That's really the key. You have to be good enough. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, there you go. But they're one of the teams I think has the build that could potentially allow them to compete with the Eagles team, right? That's kind of why I ultimately went with them. And then I have 2 playoff teams. You did this too, Dalton. I know you took 2 teams to make the playoffs. You'll like to hear this. I took the Raiders, and I took the Steelers, of course, because I need to see what it looks like for Aaron Rodgers to play a Steelers playoff game. That'll be so funny. Also, I think they're going to win the exact same amount of games they did last year, which probably gets them in. I think that's what's going to end up happening with that team. Will it be any more fun to watch? Probably not. Will it probably still happen, though, because it's them? Probably. So those 2
wild card weekend ever. If that.
Oh yeah, it always is. Anytime the Steelers are in it, it's the worst. Trust me, I know. Plus 974 on that, by the way.
By Kansas City and Buffalo.
I probably. I'm gonna throw my Packers hat on for the rest of this one because we'll talk about them a little bit more again, I believe. And then I have to miss the playoffs. I have a special that they had. Dolphins, Browns, Saints, and Titans to each miss the playoffs at minus 105.
Oh, that's actually fantastic value for that because none of those teams are even getting close.
I don't think so. Yeah. Especially them throwing the Dolphins is kind of mean because they're bad, but not quite that bad, but it is true as well, I think still.
Yeah.
If everything goes right, the Dolphins could get in, but
to get destroyed. Yeah.
Everything going right is never going to happen for that team.
No, they're cursed. Not going to happen. Yeah. I also had, like you did, I have a 8 parlay or 8 pick parlay for the division winners. I have the Bills, Ravens, Texans. I refuse to pick against the Chiefs because that team turns out wins in the regular season. I don't know how good they actually are going to be this year, if they're any better than last year, but they made the Super Bowl last year, so I don't even know what I'm saying when I say that, right? I don't know. But I picked them to win the division still. I got Eagles, Packers, Bucks, and Rams as well, Dalton, because the Rams, to me, no offense, Casey, I don't know how to feel about the Niners right now. Who's your who's the healthiest receiver on your roster currently? It's also good. Is Pearsall healthy right now?
Yeah, but he's been sitting out a couple prep.
Exactly, that's kind of my point.
I would say George Kittle.
Well, and as good as he is, not a wide receiver. So that's kind of my point with the Niners.
The season hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, they have MBS on the practice squad.
at all times now.
He might have to. Might need to.
Yeah, and we picked up friggin' what's his name from the Commanders? Robinson.
Oh yeah, he's suspended.
Yeah,
MVS is on the practice squad currently. That's fine.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't pick the Niners, man. I can't. I know they always bounce back when they have bad seasons. I just can't pick them to win the division. I can't do it.
I just don't know who's playing quarterback in LA.
Hey, it should be Stafford. That's what they're saying. So should be good
And
to
if
go.
not, Jimmy G will like somehow look competent with.
He'll be all right, but just okay.
Devontae Adams is going to have to catch passes from Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh,
It
I
have to
forgot
happen.
Devontae
I
went
think
to
that's
LA.
so
Yeah.
funny.
That's
I just think that's
the
so
best
funny.
karma ever.
Oh my
would be-
god!
Yeah,
would be
hospital
Devontae
pass
Adams
from
having
Jimmy
catch
Garoppolo.
I could see
Yeah.
like week
I already
one.
I saw 2 clips from training camp of him just throwing hospital balls to Devontae. It's so
Can't.
funny.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
It's so funny.
week one they're like,
Garoppolo can't not do it.
yeah, they're out there warming up and like, oh, the Stafford shoulder's not feeling great. Garoppolo, suit up. You're going in. Devontae just takes his
Hey,
helmet
don't
off
worry.
and
They can throw
leaves the stadium.
Georgia legend Stetson Bennett if need be.
God, is that really the only other quarterback on their
Yeah,
roster?
that's the 3. Yeah. Hey, pretty good preseason by Stetson Bennett. So what
Yeah,
do
I
you do?
mean, he does get a bad rap, I will say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Anyway, I have a couple awards as well that I want to throw out. I have MVP for Lamar as well, Dalton. I think he's going to get back for last year when, not that Josh did not have a very good case, but I still think Lamar was the better player last year in the regular season. I just do.
Yeah.
So I think he gets it this year. Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year. I think the Ravens offense is going to fucking go off this year is basically my prediction. It's going to be why I think that they make it through the AFC because as good as they were last year, I think Bateman is a better player this year. You know, he's now extended with them as well again. What's up? He did. He had down the stretch.
Yeah.
They're going to somehow get like the last 10% left of D Hop's career somehow is going to be fine. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they'll find a way. He'll just play tight end or something. I don't know. Mark Andrews will catch all the passes except for the important ones. They just won't put him on the field when the game's on the line. Whatever they got to do. And then I have – this one is a fun one because I think he got a lot of, notoriety in the postseason, especially after they after people saw how productive he was on like a per-play basis for the Rams last year. Jared Verse for Defensive Player of the Year plus 1,500 feels – doable if the Rams are as good as I think they could be. Like the defense relies on that pass rush still. That secondary is still rough to look at. So if they're good on defense and he gets the sack numbers up this year, because he only had, I think, 5 in the regular season last year, but way more pressures than you would think for a 5-sack guy. If he can convert some more of those, could compete, for that Defensive Player of the Year. And then I think I picked some of these earlier in the year, but I don't have them anymore because I think I forgot to play some of them. But NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to give it to Cam Ward until if a quarterback plays a season and isn't terrible, he's going to win probably. Like I hate that, but that's what it feels like.
After last year, I mean, I took Hampton this year, but after what we saw last year, I don't think you can win if you're not a quarterback. Because I mean, if Brock Bowers couldn't win last year, no non-quarterback can win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, granted, obviously. Jaden was great.
Jaden was great, but Brock Bowers had one of the best tight seasons for any tight end ever.
I know. It's just
by a lot of metrics.
Yeah. Like Genty could fucking go off for you guys and win it potentially if Cam Ward's just okay. But I think Ward's got it unless he just doesn't play all the games. And I had one that I thought was definitely more of it's really just a vibes pick because someone has to do this for this team finally. And James Pierce Jr. plus 1,700 for Defensive Player of the Year feels doable. With they're going to rely on him and Walker to be the pass rush for this team, and I much rather trust Pierce to be the guy that actually does that in year one between the two of them.
Yeah.
So I'll take him as an outside shot there, and then Protector of the Year, we finally get to do that. That's going to be very fun. They got it. I mean, unless he actually is not good this year, you have to give it as a legacy award to Lane Johnson. He is the definition of protecting the quarterback, over the past decade in the NFL. I think unless he actually falls off, which he has not shown any signs of yet, they kind of have to give it to him if he's as good as he's been. That's just kind of where I'm at. especially protector of the year. Like if we just want to say best offensive lineman, period, you could get into a lot of conversations. Like a healthy Trent Williams is in there, Penei Sewell, all those guys. Worse if he wasn't missing the beginning of the year, but like Johnson, I think you have to give him the edge there. Most regular season passing yards. Dak Prescott plus 950 because he has 2 receivers, not 1, and they can't run the ball. Feels like,
They're gonna be losing in most.
Oh yeah. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to throw out holes. Now, granted, Joe Burrow, despite Hendrickson being there, might also have to do the same thing, and his receivers are even better. But they can at least turn around and hand the ball to Chase Brown sometimes.
That's true.
Were you going to hand the ball to Javonte Williams? Miles Sanders? I don't think so. I certainly wouldn't be doing that. So I'll take him at plus 950. Nico Collins to lead the league in receiving yards, plus 1,000. A lot of rookie pass catchers with the Texans. They might catch on. They might not. Might have to rely on Nico Collins even more if he's healthy. So it feels like a decent bet there. Derrick Henry to have the most rushing yards. Again, I picked him for Offensive Player of the Year. Only makes sense for him to lead the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, you would have to.
And, for him to even be in consideration for that or have like a 20-something touchdown season, which is possible with him. And my last thing I have on futures is some over and under for wins. So this is where we're going to get a little bit, especially for you. So I apologize again. Colts under 7.5 wins. I didn't go under 6.5 like Jake. I did not completely throw it in your face, but close.
I
close. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they're terrible because, again, Daniel Jones is their quarterback. But I think it's going to work. But it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, wait, they were bad with Daniel Jones? No.
You know what it is, though, too? It's not even that. It's that I think it's time for the Colts to have a hard reset.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like the vibes are just bad. Like, I don't think they're good.
I just think Steichen's too good of a coach for.
I want to believe that, but also like, I kind of feel like it might be better for him if this blew up and he was coaching somewhere else. Like that might be better for him anyway. Like I don't know, we'll see. I have for the Packers over 11.5 wins. I really stretched that one out because I think you got to get to 12 to win that division, in my opinion, with how good those teams are. So I took over 11.5 for that. Over 8.5 wins for the Steelers because it's a guaranteed bet every year for like 20 plus years. Like they're going to do that, especially with 17 games now. If they don't, it's still funny, and then I just get to laugh at it. So either way, I kind of win. Like if they go 8-9 with Aaron Rodgers, hilarious that it would break the streak with him at quarterback. So there's that. Over 7.5 wins for the Carolina Panthers. I think that they have a real actual NFL defense, maybe not a good one, but like a one that you can look at and go, okay, those are NFL players. And that might be all they need to do because they won 6 games last year, 6 or 5, I can't remember exactly. Bryce Young looked like a real quarterback down the stretch of the season. I think he can continue to do that. Even though I wasn't the biggest Ted McMillan fan, I like him with Young. That skill set pairs well with him, I think, allow him to be aggressive down the field like he was last year. I think they can get to 8 wins. I think they can be kind of right behind the Falcons, especially like maybe Falcons 9-10 wins. Panthers are hit about 8. Saints, though, we're not going to talk about the Saints right now. We're not going to talk about them. And last one on that, under 4.5 wins for the Cleveland Browns because Joe Flacco is starting in 2025, and they deserve to lose every game because of that. Yeah. This is not a Shadur thing. This is not a Dylan Gabriel thing. This is a just me being a football fan thing. You don't get to start Joe Flacco and earn my respect. So that's all I have to say about that. And that's all together plus 5,241.
Did you do a Super Bowl winner?
Packers and Ravens were the 2 picks I made.
Who do you have winning it?
Well, I have like them separate bets. Like I'm betting on 2 different.
Oh, you're
winners.
betting on both to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like different winner bets. Yeah,
gotcha.
I like to do that to hedge my bets a little bit. Gotcha. But yeah, I would say the Ravens would be my overall pick.
Gotcha. Would you get on the Packers to win the? Did you bet the Packers to win the NFC?
No, I just did Super Bowl bets. Okay. Yeah. I think to win the NFC, it was like, what was it? I forget what it was. I could check, but it wasn't.
I was gonna say I thought you were saying plus 1,700 on them to win the NFC. I thought that was great value.
That's to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, so that would be if they actually won it outright.
They're the only team I think that could possibly win the NFC other than the Eagles. Like if it's not the Eagles, for me.
Yeah.
I think a really healthy Matthew Stafford-led Rams could do it. They almost did it last year.
But you just said it. A
That's the
really
problem.
healthy Matthew
That's
Stafford
the problem.
doesn't exist.
That's
no
kind of the issue. They are plus 850 to win the NFC.
It was what?
Plus 850 to win the NFC.
Ooh, I like that.
That is good. But yeah, I just didn't do the NFC and AFC winners. So
All right. So that is NFL futures. Next week we'll obviously have week 1 NFL. So be ready for that. Speaking of week 1, we do have week 1 college football. Now all the teams are playing. We got through week 0. We're gonna do like we did last year, where we give our underdog, our favorite pick of the week, and then our lock of the week. And then we'll obviously do that for the NFL as well, starting next week. And then as well, we'll also have a touchdown parlay for NFL. So be ready for those coming out. We'll go ahead and we'll kick off with our locks of the week. Now, my lock of the week is over 57.5 in the LSU Clemson game. I think both of these teams are going to score a lot of points. This is another toss-up game. I don't know. There's a lot of hype going into LSU this year, saying they're going to have a better year this year, kind of like a bounce back. I think they had a decent year last year, but a little bit better. And then obviously Clemson starting to spend money, get the players in, and they had a decent year last year for how crappy it could have been. So, I mean, they made the playoffs, but took over 57.5 for my lock this week in that game.
Nice.
My lock this week is Notre Dame minus 2.5 at Miami at minus 108. Miami and Notre Dame are just very far apart, in my opinion, in terms of calibers teams. I just think that really, there's the SEC and Big Ten teams, Notre Dame, and then pretty much the rest of college football. It's kind of how it is right now. And especially in terms of money and everything. And I just think Notre Dame's got too much talent. And I just think like Miami wasn't a very good team last year. They just happened to be carried by Cam Ward. And they have a significant downgrade at quarterback now, going from Cam Ward to Carson.
Yeah.
the vibes are just not good.
No.
That's a steep drop off. And unless the rest of the roster got significant, even if the rest of the roster was good enough to mitigate the drop off in quarterback play, they still shouldn't even be. They're going to be lucky to stay within a score of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All right.
One of my locks is Georgia Tech minus 4.5 versus Colorado.
We're off to the Colorado hate right away. We love it.
Yeah. My expectations for Colorado are going to be low until they prove they can win without Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. I do think there is going to be a little bit of a drop off, and Georgia Tech wasn't bad last year. They have a lot of starters coming back, and their secondary especially is impressive. I think it could give Colorado some fits on offense. But yeah, I'm interested to see how Colorado looks in the post Sanders and Hunter days. So, but until they show they can win, I think I'm going to fade them a little bit.
No, I like that. I mean, the matchup is terrible for Colorado. I mean, you have one team that's very, very good in the trenches in Georgia Tech, and then you have what might have been, at least last year, was probably one of the worst teams in Power 4 in the trenches on offensive and defensive line. So I think Georgia Tech is just going to bully them running the ball.
Yeah. Oh, man. Colorado's got Warren Sapp. He was all.
Oh, God. He has to be a terrible coach. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way he is a good coach.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he cares enough to be a good coach.
No.
From what I've seen, like, people talk about him, he's not that great of a guy.
No, he's a bad person, apparently.
Yeah.
But, like, let's put it this way. He's not going to be a coach that's in there at 5 a.m. grinding.
No. Did you see that clip? Did you see the clip of, I forget, one of their defensive tackles? It was like they were going into their spring ball, and before they like went on break, he said, "I told Tubby that if he came back over 315, he wasn't playing for me. Guess what? He came back under 315." It's like, what? Why did you have to say that to everyone about this kid?
Also,
Yeah, it's fat shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Anyway,
I mean, it was funny, but like it was kind of shitty at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's really fucked up. It's insane. No, my lock that I went with, I had two that I thought of doing, but this one's more fun. No offense to Casey, but give me Texas plus 2.5, man.
I get it.
I just listen. Julian ain't gonna be saying nothing after this game, bro. I'm sorry, Casey. It's not happening.
It's all right.
Listen. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm confident Arch is gonna be as good as everyone thinks he's gonna be. But I think this Texas team, even though they've lost a lot of talent from last year, I think they have plenty coming in to replace it. And I think the quarterback upgrade is big enough that, like, this time, Jack Sawyer is not going to be running down the sideline with the football to end the game. I don't think that's happening. I just think that there's going to be enough of a difference between the quarterback play and also just the overall, like, experience level, I think, with these teams. I don't think Ohio State's going to have, like, a bad year by any means compared to the last couple of years, but this is a tough start for them. All the hype's on Texas aside. That scares me a little bit, but I do think Arch is ready for this moment. I think Texas is too. So give me Texas plus 2.5.
I get it. That's all of America's on them. That's all I'm saying. So we'll see. But we'll go ahead and get into our favorites. Another team that's getting a lot of hype this year is South Carolina, and I'm buying into it. I'm taking them minus 7.5. It's at Virginia Tech. I think that's why the line is at minus 7.5. If it was in South Carolina, I think this would be more like 10.5 in my opinion. So I'm going to take this. Virginia Tech's a little bit better this year. ACC is just trash. SEC seemed to have had a huge upgrade overall throughout the conference, besides a few teams, but your staple teams that are usually your top football programs definitely picked it up. So South Carolina minus 7.5.
I like it. I think we're getting to the point where, because of the NIL money, especially, like, the 5th and 6th best team in the SEC and Big Ten would probably win the ACC or Big 12.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
we're heading towards. I mean, it's gonna be they're gonna be their own subdivision. I've said it a million times. It's coming. And that is why my favorite pick this week is LSU money line against Clemson. I got that at plus 150. Yeah. On paper, these teams are kind of close, but I just think LSU's got a lot more talent across the board everywhere. I also think I like Nussmeier more than Klubnik, to be honest. I mean, Klubnik might be better NFL prospect, but I think for right now, I think Nussmeier can manage the game better and win games in college. And like I said, a lot more talent. I mean, really, the only thing that could screw this up for LSU is if their offensive line just gets absolutely run out the building by Clemson, who probably has the best front four, one of the best front fours in the country, if not the best front four in the country. I mean, they have 3 potential first round picks up there, so that kind of helps. But other than that, they have those guys and Klubnik, and not a whole lot else. Like, it's still not a great team, and I just think from top to bottom, LSU's got such a better roster, and them getting plus odds is a big part of why I really like that bet.
Fair enough.
Yes.
We got for us, Jake, on your favorite bet.
I'm rolling with Montana State plus 27.5.
Of course.
As an FCS watcher.
Yes.
Which I have been for years now. Montana State is a very good team. They beat, I want to say New Mexico. It might have been New Mexico State last year. So they've beaten FBS teams pretty often compared to most FCS teams. I know Oregon is not comparable to New Mexico State, but I do think this team can keep it within 27.5 points, especially considering, Oregon's a team that's replacing quarterback, they're replacing receivers, a lot on their defensive line. So Oregon should win this pretty easily, but this is a Montana State team that's well coached. They went to the FCS championship game last year. They know how to beat FBS teams, and I mean, even last year with Oregon, we saw some early season struggles. They almost lost to, I think it was
South
Idaho, and
South
then
Dakota
and
State.
then Boise State. So
Oh, that might have
I
been
think
it,
I
yeah.
think I think for a team that is replacing players at as many key spots as Oregon is against one of the better FCS teams, I was kind of surprised to see the spread be this big, but I think they can cover 27.5.
Yeah, I like that. I almost took that one as well. It was between that and my South Carolina pick.
Yeah, like that. My favorite bets, I'm going with Indiana minus 23.5 against Old Dominion. I really like Indiana this year again. I really think they're going to keep this thing going. I really like Mendoza a lot as a quarterback, not just as a prospect for the NFL, but as a college player. So I think he's going to be really, really good for them. And again, I just think the program there right now with Cignetti is just like they're really on the up and up, but I think they're going to be competitive again in the Big Ten. I don't know if quite competitive enough to get back to the playoff, but I think they're at least going to be a really solid team inside the conference.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead. There's underdogs are hard to pick in the first few weeks, obviously, because there's going to be one that none of us see that's outrageous, and everyone's be like, "Why didn't I see that one? Why didn't I pick that?" But that's the fun of this. You could be the person that picked the lottery ticket. So
True.
I didn't quite reach for a lottery ticket here, but I did go Ohio money line against Rutgers at plus 460.
Ooh, I like that.
Give me a MAC team early in the year against a Big Ten team. It's a tale as old as time. They love to play them tough. Don't always come out on top. Not saying that they have the best of records when it comes down to it, but they do. Like MAC teams love to make things interesting at the beginning of the year. And Rutgers, I know they're the birthplace of college football, but just it's Rutgers. I mean, it's Isaiah Pacheco was cool. That was fun to watch when he was there. So
Bow Mountain.
yeah. So yeah, I'm taking Ohio money line plus 460.
I agree with everything you said, Casey. There's something about a MAC team taking on a Big Ten team. However, I did want a lottery ticket this week.
Oh, all right.
They've never beaten this team before, but there's a first time for everything, and I think all the pieces are in place for it to happen. I'm taking Western Michigan plus 900 money line against Michigan State. Because Michigan State is just, I mean, that program is just on fire. Like, it's terrible. Things are really, really bad there right now. And it seems like they are finally starting to get some buy-in. But, man, I don't see it yet. I don't see the talent.
Yeah.
And Western Michigan is, an above average MAC team. And I just think at plus 900, like, I mean, anything can happen week one, and I'm looking through the slate, and this just felt like in a sea of matchups there that were all, I think, in the same level of viability, it had by far the best odds.
I like that pick.
I like it.
You're killing me, Dalton, as an Aiden Childs fan myself. Not his fault at Michigan State either way, for me, in my opinion, but I do understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna continue the Maction.
All right.
I'm going with
Action.
Toledo money line at plus 260 versus Kentucky.
Ooh, I like that.
Kentucky.
Ooh.
So last year Toledo walked into whatever city that Mississippi State plays in, and they scored 41 points on him, dominated him throughout the game. This is a program that last year dominated an SEC team on the road. And if there's, I don't know if they're going to dominate this game, but if there's an SEC team you can beat on the road, it might be Kentucky. They've fallen off heavily in the last 2 years. I think they won one SEC game last year. Not a big believer in Zach Calzada. I just think this is good value. I mean, this is a Toledo team that they did it last year. I think they've got enough talent on this team to do it, and it's good value. Kentucky's not going to be good this year. I don't know. I got good vibes with Toledo this week.
I like it.
All right.
Shane, please tell me you took a MAC team.
Listen.
Please.
I can't. Unfortunately, I cannot.
Oh no!
I can one up you a little bit.
It's like the best week for the MAC conference ever.
Sure. I have one that is like hilariously pretty realistic to happen, but still an upset. And then one that I'm doing partly as a bit, but also partly because I think it'd be really funny considering where I live currently. That's a little bit of a hint. I got Merrimack plus 184 against Kent State because Kent State's not real. Until someone can prove to me that it's real, I won't believe it.
Merrimack.
That seems like the made-up school.
Hey, I wouldn't have been able to tell you where they are. I still couldn't. I didn't look it up. But Kent State isn't a real football team at any level until it proves otherwise. This team lost to St. Francis last year.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
fair enough.
I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine that they brought in any heavy hitters. You know, so I'm gonna go. I didn't look it up. I'm gonna assume, considering they're they're not even a full touchdown favorite against Merrimack.
Yeah, they are they're in the CAA, the Colonial Conference.
Sure, I believe it. Maybe Kent State should join that conference. They might win it. Maybe, probably not.
I don't know.
The Colonial's not bad.
No, it can't be that bad. So that's my like actual upset pick technically, but I have to throw out. It wouldn't even let me bet them outright to win because I think I would break the system or something. I guess I don't know what's FanDuel's issue. Duquesne over Pittsburgh. Let's do it. Haven't played in almost 100 freaking years. These teams, they're doing it. I might go if I'm bored enough. It's possible. I don't know yet. However, I just would love to see Pitt fans wallow in it for a week. I don't even have anything against Pitt football fans that much, but I have to hear on every freaking thing I do. If I go on a bus, if I go any sort of gathering with people, they all start a Pitt chant for some reason. I can't stand it anymore. I'm tired of it. I don't want Pitt to go. Not go Pitt. That's what we're doing this week. Take Duquesne straight up.
Yeah. All right.
Couldn't even tell you the odds. Wouldn't let me do it, but I'll do it.
I like it. I did find
Okay.
in terms of like I don't know where they're at yet in terms of their location, but
Like geographically.
they did play two FBS teams last year. They lost 21-6 to Air Force.
Okay.
And they got beat 63-17 by UConn.
Well, UConn was like low-key okay, right? Weren't they last year? Like they weren't.
They were better than they've been.
Right. And again,
UConn
Kent State isn't real, so.
Didn't UConn go through like a few years where they didn't even have a football team?
Something like that, or they were like not FBS technically. Something was weird with UConn.
Yeah.
But they're in Andover, Massachusetts, by the way.
No offense to any athletes at UConn that play football, but like if you got an offer from UConn football, would you even open it or would you just throw it in the trash?
Damn.
Depends on how many other like FBS offers you get.
I think I would just, dude, UConn, come on now. UConn football, not serious.
Hopefully there's no UConn fans watching this.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
if you're UConn
if there are,
I don't agree with this. By the way, it's slander right now. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't agree with it. They won. How many games did they won last year? Let's see.
They're pretty good. If I remember.
They were 9-4. Casey, fuck.
Against who though? Against who though?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see this.
I don't know who they played. I don't know.
You're a guy.
They beat
North Carolina.
They beat
Okay.
Temple. They beat Rice. They beat
the shit out of Buffalo. Holy hell.
They
God
lost to
damn.
Syracuse by 7. They beat UMass.
Yeah, they won a bowl game. Fuck you, Casey.
So they beat North Carolina.
In a bowl game.
That's their Super Bowl.
Hey, listen.
All
Bill
right.
Belichick's coaching that team. How bad could they be?
They lost to ranked Syracuse by 7, and they lost to Duke by 5.
Yeah, I'm taking that
They're
as I think UConn's real. UConn's real officially. Kent State's not still.
What's his name took over that program, didn't he?
Couldn't tell you. UConn head coach. Now we're in the weeds. Let's go. UConn. Jim Mora.
Yes, Jim. That's what I mean. Yeah, they have an actual head coach. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see. All right. Well, if UConn wins the national championship this year, I'll eat crow.
You'll eat crow on camera?
On camera, if UConn wins the national championship this year.
You'll eat a crow?
I don't think it's cool to eat a crow because they can they can form relationships with people. Like friendships. I don't know if you can eat a bird that can do that.
Two crows.
Yeah,
there you go. Anyway.
But UConn has to win the national championship for that to count.
Okay, that's fine. I think you're pretty safe on that.
We'll see. All right, so that was it. Week 1, college football. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dalton.
Casey, do you have a parlay?
I just parlayed my picks, my 3. Where did that go? 1 second here. What the heck? I just hate it.
Oh, Bubba Chandler started his career with a pair of 4-inning shutout relief outings. Can't wait for him to be a Yankee in 2 years.
Yeah, he will be.
The Pirates are just a farm system for the rest of the MLB.
Yeah.
So.
My 3 picks together are plus 1,944.
Nice. What do you got, Dalton?
DraftKings is being really dumb right now. So if you want to go first, while I'm trying to get it to actually.
Jake, do you have a parlay?
Yeah, I have. The 3 picks I mentioned, and then I also took Boise State minus 5.5 against South Florida. I took Texas money line at plus 102, and then Tennessee minus 14 against Syracuse. For some reason, for me on DraftKings, the Oregon and Montana State game doesn't show up. I found it on FanDuel.
Nope.
But
they're like, nope, you're not allowed to bet that. You know too much.
It's not on there. So for the parlay I'm looking at right now, I just have 5 picks in it, but it comes out to plus 5,166 odds. So with those 5, a $5 bet pays out $263.
Nice.
So,
you got yours ready to go, Dalton? Okay.
Yeah. I just have a little 3-leg against the spread parlay. I've got Syracuse plus 14 against Tennessee. I just think Syracuse at home. I think they can early in the season they can give a sleepy Tennessee team that I think is going to be a little worse than they were last year. I think they can give them a scare to start the year. And then I've got Florida Atlantic plus 14.5 against Maryland. I believe Tom Herman is still a head coach down there. And I think they're building something a little bit there. And I think Maryland's going to have a bit of a down year. They lost a lot.
The vibes are bad in Maryland.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think it's going to be time for Loxley to move on. Yeah. Maybe not I think more of a mutually parting of ways, and he goes to he makes kind of a lateral move to somewhere in the ACC or Big 12. Is kind of the vibe there. And then finally, I've got UCLA plus 6.5 against Utah. I wouldn't be surprised if UCLA won this game outright, to be honest. I think Utah is kind of cooked. They're just not the same team they were a few years ago. When you try to have so much success without having by just ignoring the quarterback position, it just doesn't work. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. It's great you got 2 NFL tackles, good ones, but I don't think much else is really going on there.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And I just don't think it's sustainable. Meanwhile, UCLA, I think, is slowly putting together a pretty good team. I think Nico Lamavella making his way over there, however you pronounce it. I know I probably butchered that.
Nico Nico.
Yeah.
L's in the chat.
I think
L's in the chat.
he's an upgrade over, was it Ethan Garbers last year?
Something like that. Something called Ethan Garbers, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's an upgrade there. But those three, for all three of those teams to cover the spread, is at plus 581.
Nice.
All right. I got a. I was gonna do every single. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna thank you, Ted, to himself. No, I think FanDuel would like someone. They said to represent shoot me in the head if I tried.
You would hit like pick. They would hit like pick 15. Be like, dog, come on.
Like, stop it. Like, we're not even gonna let you bet a cent. Get out of my face. I'd be like, all right, whatever. No, so I have Nebraska minus 6.5 at Cincinnati. Mostly just because I think it'd be funny if Nebraska's actually back, because people keep saying it, but I don't know if I believe it. And Cincinnati is not that great of a program at this point. Tennessee minus 13.5. I'm with you on this one, Jake. I think that while Syracuse isn't like this pushover anymore, especially after last year, I do think McCord and Gadsden and all those guys were a big part of that turnaround for that program. I don't expect them to be quite as good this year. I already mentioned Texas plus 2.5. I got Indiana minus 23.5 again. Oklahoma minus 36.5. I took them. I normally don't take bets like this far as the minus 36.5 on something like this. I would normally do plus 36.5. I'm curious how good Oklahoma could be with an actual quarterback in John Mateer. Like, I'm just wondering what that looks like. And I think they could come out really hot against an Illinois State team that obviously is going to be overmatched talent-wise. Clemson minus 3.5, Dalton. I'm not with you on that one. I don't love LSU this year. I think Nussmeier's a good quarterback and all. I think Clemson's front and what Klubnik was able to do last year, I think they can keep that going, and I think that they're just a better football team than LSU right now. And then obviously my Duquesne bet, but I did plus 37.5 on them because it would let me actually bet the just outright. Plus, it's a little bit better for a parlay to do that than all that together is plus 7,636.
Nice, pretty good odds. Speaking of Nebraska offseason hype, and I don't know if you guys saw our old group chat, but shout out Chris Reynolds. Put in a quote from Nebraska's defensive back, Deshaun Singleton, on the Nebraska's offseason hype. We finna make people in wheelchairs stand up.
One of the funniest things anyone's ever said about the season and what they're about to do.
So,
which means they're going to lose 9 games.
I was going to say they can't even just win against Cincinnati. They have to.
Listen, Minnie Mahomes has got to go out there and absolutely blow them out.
Yeah.
Do you see Josh Pate went on Bussin' with the Boys the other day, and he said that Nebraska's going 10-2.
Well.
And
I don't know about that.
Will lost it.
I'm sure Will loved that, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Compton's been saying Nebraska's back for 5 years. So
yeah, I don't really care a whole lot about what Will Compton says about anything.
But Josh Pate saying that's kind of weird because he is at least a little bit more reliable.
Pretty good with stuff. Yeah.
We'll
he might have been just kind of kissing up a little bit.
I was about to say
a little bit with the 10-2.
If he was on their pot, we'll see. I don't know.
7-5. I think 7-5 would be a banner year for them.
Yeah.
Damn, banner year for 7-5 for them.
Nebraska's been rough, man.
They had
right now, yeah.
They were fun for like 4 weeks last year. Then it was like, oh, we have a freshman quarterback in the Big Ten. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's just not fun.
They're like, oh, he just looks like Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't
actually
play like him.
I hate that so much because, like, dude, you're clearly trying. Like, nobody, no white kid has that hair naturally. I'm gonna say it's a perm.
It would be one thing if it was just the headbands and the number and all that stuff, but when he's like doing the little Mahomes run, like down 100 warm-ups, I'm like, okay, just stop it. Like, it's okay to like dress like him and stuff if you want. That's fine. But like, he even starts like running like him, and I'm just like, come on. Like,
see, I would even be okay with it if he was just like, yeah, I grew up watching Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback ever. Why wouldn't I do exactly what he does in warm-ups?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? Yeah.
honestly, that'd be fair.
Yeah, I would respect that. I could at least accept that. I think it's a little fanboyish, but I could at least accept it. But like him gaslighting us on the fact that he's not actually trying to be just like him is just so frustrating.
I want him to come out and be like, never even heard of the guy.
Dylan Rose he's quite literally rage baiting the entire country every week.
Yeah.
He's literally rage baiting everyone collectively in college football every week. And it's like, dude, if I was Patrick Mahomes, I would have a preemptive restraining order against this guy if I saw him. Like if I saw what was going on last year, just like not that he did anything wrong technically, none of that stuff. I would just for the sake of doing it, like the restraining orders in place until like maybe you get in the NFL and you might have to play on the same field as me or something like that. Like, but that's what I would be doing because like this is psychotic behavior, guys. I'm sorry. I do not want to like shame anyone for what they're into. And a lot of I could blanket statement that for pretty much everything. This is weird. I'm willing to say that this shit is weird. It is. It was uncomfortable to watch him play football last year. I'm like, I wanted to be like, oh man, this guy's talented, and then I kept seeing just smaller Patrick Mahomes, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't watch this man in good faith, and without cackling to myself.
You think he went to Nebraska just so he could wear red?
Yes.
He probably was like Texas Tech. I'm really needing to go there. Like really, he was all in.
I mean, I imagine he could have. Like, he was pretty sure he was like a really highly recruit, wasn't he? Like a top recruit.
Yeah.
Like,
what highly recruited player wants to go to Texas Tech right now?
That's fair.
He
Are
probably
they still
would.
in the Big 12?
Yeah, well, I think they're ranked 25th going into the year because they spent a fuck ton of money.
I just played them in the championship in the first season of my new dynasty on college football. They made it all the way to they were undefeated. They were like 15 or 16-0, like in the.
And did you put a future on
national
it?
champion?
Did you put a future on it?
Not yet.
I think you need to put a future on that.
I cannot imagine what the odds are for that.
Yeah. All right.
Not as bad as you think, because they're 25th, I think, ranked going into the season.
I'm speaking to
Nebraska true. Yeah, that's actually probably
Nebraska fans directly. Yeah. I know you're watching. If Dylan Riley was not on your team, I know you would be making fun of
you would clown this motherfucker so
I know
hard.
So that's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine being like the other team playing against him? The amount of ammunition on the field.
They almost beat Ohio State, and it probably would have made me just quit watching football. It would have pissed me off to that extent.
Casey losing his favorite team, losing to Patrick Mahomes in college and the NFL.
Yeah, it really would have probably just sent me over the. I probably would have never done this show again. Probably would have just like got into like Broadway or something, just left it all on the field.
Yeah. Mom, I want Patrick Mahomes. We have Patrick Mahomes at home. Sorry.
That game was so funny because like Ohio State just looked so bad.
Yeah.
But then they beat Penn State the very next week.
Yeah, well, of course they did. Dalton. What else were they going to do?
So much more.
What else were they going to do?
Watching them the week before, it just made it so much worse because like, there's no way Penn State's losing to this team. And James Franklin found a way.
They found a way. Pre like week 11, Will Howard was a monstrosity, and then after that, he was just fucking awesome. Like, goddamn it, so funny.
Their run at the end is wild.
I'm still watching Jack Sawyer run down the sideline, Casey.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I watch that play probably once every 2 to 3 days.
I believe it. I understand. I would do the
same. I'd probably watch it every day. To be honest,
every time I see a highlight come across my screen, I have to stop and watch it.
I have to watch it too because I would get to see Quinn Ewers get shellacked. It's great.
Yeah.
my agenda remains. No, it's good.
That Jeremiah Smith game against Oregon was just oh my god.
Yeah.
God.
All right. Anybody else got anything?
All right. Let's end this show. Yeah. Week 1 college football, everyone. Good luck. We'll see you for week 2 next week. Also, we will see you for week 1 in the NFL.
Let's go.
We're gonna get going. We're gonna see what happens. I think we kick off Eagles Cowboys on Thursday night. Is that it?
So? Yep.
So then that next day, Friday, the Patrick
Chiefs
Mahomes,
Chargers, right?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, not senior, but like junior, and then senior to the junior. Mm-hmm. He plays on Friday, so
Wow.
We're gonna have an action packed, and I think we have college football games this Saturday and Sunday. They're getting us
the Notre
primed
Dame
up and
Miami
ready.
game Sunday
Yeah.
night.
That is such a
Wow.
Notre Dame thing to play on Sunday. That is,
Yeah.
I don't
There's a
understand.
Monday
Yeah,
night game too, actually.
They're just throwing shit against the wall.
yeah. People will watch it.
So
So
we're only a year or two away from there being some type of football on college or NFL every single day.
yeah,
I won't.
So-
You won't hear me say anything about that.
no. So let's go ahead and end this show. We got our futures in. We'll have week 1 next week for NFL. We'll have TD bets. Look out for the NFL show, where I know Shane's trying to get through all the conferences before we officially start kick off the season. So look out for the Twitter account or X account, whatever you want to call it.
Hoping to do NFC West tomorrow, and if you guys are both available Friday, the AFC West on Friday. I want to try to get those two out. So
Look out for that. We're there. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.